I never perform it unless I'm already dreaming. I heard my old friend Toby say, "Why do you get to do the test? If anybody's dreaming here, it's me." "Sounds like the real Toby," I said, and stepped off. I have parsed the distinction between flying and hovering many times since that afternoon, but this was hovering. I was standing still 3 feet above the carpet, positioned like the cartoon character who hasn't yet looked down. I looked down. Max's Ernie doll gaped up from the carpet and remained in position. It was no big deal. I'd performed the test thousands of times. I started performing the test in puberty, I might as well add, just to give those of you who haven't given up studying me something to think about. "This is creeping me out," Rebecca said. She and Toby were kneeling in front of me, chopping at the air between my feet and the carpet. "What happens now?" "I wake up." "Just a minute. Max wants to tell you a secret." She lifted him up. His breath was warm on my ear, apple juice and cookies. He whispered, "Psst, psst, psst." "That's just pretend whispering, buddy," I said. "You have to whisper the secret." "A child whispers the secret," Toby said. "Come on, George. What kind of treacly romanticism are you dreaming?" The dream hadn't quite evaporated. My figments and I avoided eye contact while we waited for it to end. While we waited, Rebecca kneeled and rubbed a Kleenex at the corner of Max's mouth. He winced and tried to squirm away. Dream Rebecca was identical to my wife down to her dark, shiny new bob and her habit of crinkling her chin when scared or on the verge of tears. She glanced up, forced a brave, close-lipped smile, shrugged. Toby tapped his foot on the carpet and checked his watch. That's all I could reconstruct over the years with the aid of a therapist, a federally indicted guru, and 4 hypnotists. I don't know how much extraneous material was added by the process. I'm not absolutely certain there's even a connection between the dream and what came next. I awoke on my side of the bed, ensnared in the blanket and sheets, my head and chest dangling over the edge. I was half asleep, sleepy enough to wonder what might happen if I performed the test, but first I had to extricate myself. I recall thinking that I'd like to surprise Rebecca and Max with a Houdini act. 1 minute straitjacketed in bedding, and the next, my writhing landed me on the carpet, still entangled. I decided to lie there for a while. My polyester pajamas itched. These were supposed to be the new polyester. The room was cool, but I was covered in sweat. All I had to do to get free, I reminded myself, was sit up. Instead, I flailed at my confinement, still sleepy enough to imagine I could burrow deeper and come out the other side. At this point in my account, the therapist, hypnotist, or guru would pause and say, "Ah, the other side." Static cling. It just occurred to me. Harvey thought my fight with the bedding was really the struggle to haul secret dream knowledge into the light of day. But I did laundry that morning and might have forgotten to put in the dryer sheets. I told myself to relax. I was like the man thrashing in quicksand, turning against the direction of the skid, flipped by my own judo. I breathed in, out. I was starting to fall asleep again. No problem, I thought. I punched, rolled, kicked, scratched, tore. I don't know where this rage comes from, but I was like those cartoon show antagonists I've been watching all week. Brawlers merged into a cyclone of arms, heads, stars, and exclamation points. In the midst of these exertions, I closed my eyes against a seasick feeling. I stopped thrashing, and my body, horizontal and face down, unsupported by hands or feet or limbs, slowly touched down on the floor. I was awake enough now to wonder where it had just been. I first performed the miracle in public for people other than my wife and son on April 10th, 2000 blank, sometime between midnight and 1:30 a.m. It didn't seem worth the bother of checking our watches. As far as I recall, I didn't even